You know how I feel about you. You don't even take my feelings into consideration. Like, I had to find out through the internet. All right.
Now, please don't make me get angry.
You already are. You don't give a I'm angry too. I'm upset. I'm hurt.
Y'all, Dreka Gates has finally packed up and is ready to start her new life after a whole tape dropped. She's got all the proof she needed that Kevin has been cheating on her. Word on the streets is that Dreka is gearing up to use that cheating tape as proof of infidelity during their divorce proceedings. Like, this might be the official reason for their split, but if that's the case, it's about to get real messy. And knowing Kevin, he's going to be rapping about this for the rest of his life.
I really told you to just keep it real and tell me, like...
Well, if you feel like I lied to you, then fuck it. I don't even know why we talking. I'm tired of talking about the same...
I literally told you to just keep it real and tell me. Like, well, if you feel like I lied to you, then F***ck it. I don't even know why we talking. I'm tired of talking about the same **T. Now, first of all, this isn't just another messy celebrity breakup. This is a betrayal at its core, the kind that cracks the foundation of a relationship years in the making. After sticking beside Kevin Gates through everything, his prison time, his controversies, his rise to fame, Dreka finally reached her breaking point. And what pushed her there? A leaked phone call. A new woman on Kevin's arm in a cheating scandal so brazen, it left even his loyal fans in disbelief. But this isn't just about infidelity. It's about disrespect, public humiliation, and the unraveling of an empire the world thought was solid. Like, y'all, these people have been together since 2003, back when Kevin had nothing and nobody knew his name. For the longest time, they were presented as a power couple. But if you thought Dreka and Kevin were goals, what comes next will shatter that illusion completely. And to top it all off, there's a tape. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of feel like processing a heartbreak is a lot easier when it's all just speculation. But a whole tape? Clearly, Kevin is the kind of man that leaves you in the desert without water, y'all. And this is deeper than just drama. It's deception on display. And it all started with a phone call that was never meant for the public. So let's get right into the phone call, y'all. The one that changed everything. The unraveling of this story begins with a woman named Persia, who's allegedly been involved with Kevin Gates behind the scenes. She didn't just come with rumors, she came with receipts. The internet went wild when she leaked a raw, emotional phone conversation between herself and Kevin, where the tone is tense, angry, and clearly personal. In the call, Persia confronts Kevin for lying to her and playing games. She sounds fed up, exhausted from hearing the same excuses. And Kevin, on the other hand, is dismissive. Cold, even. He tells her that if she feels lied to, then F***ck it, and acts like he's the one who's been offended. But this Persia girl is a special breed of nutcase. 'Cause why is she pushing it like that, like she literally isn't having it? Her voice is cracked with anger and pain as she pleads with him to just be real. And that moment right there, that's when everything shifted. That's when this private drama became public.
I'm not playing in your face because I was not thinking about nobody. I was just doing something to make myself laugh. That's all I was doing.
To making yourself laugh?
Yeah.
Knowing that even if you say you wasn't thinking about me, but I literally was just talking to you about how I felt about you.
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about myself because I'm dealing with a lot right now, so I really don't even care.
Okay, so first of all, crying over a married man is just diabolical. But what's even more troubling is that all these frustrations from Persia are because Kevin has been hanging out publicly with a new side piece when she herself is a side piece. Like, girl, how you got him is how you lose him. But let's take it back to where it all started. And this right here, this is where things get messy. Just days after that heated call surfaced, Kevin Gates is spotted on a live stream, not solo, but booed up with a whole different woman. And not just anybody, Miss Brittany Renner. Yes, that Brittany Renner. And if the name rings a bell, it's because her name is linked to more controversy than most rappers' entire careers. Former IG fitness model turned headline magnet, Brittany has been making waves for years, and not always for the right reasons. From her very public relationship with NBA player PJ Washington, to wild interviews where she casually mentioned sleeping with multiple men in 24 hours, Brittany has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. But Brittany Renner's reputation is complicated. On one hand, she's bold, unfiltered, and unapologetic. On the other, she's been dragged for allegedly targeting high-profile men for clout, money, and influence. Her infamous fallout with PJ Washington painted her as the blueprint for what many call a gold digger. 2 weeks after giving birth to their child, she reportedly left him, and the internet never let her live that down. Rumors even swirl that she was collecting a $200,000 monthly child support bag, which she later claimed was only $2,500. But by that point, the damage was already done. To make matters worse, her dating history reads like an all-star lineup. Drake, James Harden, Lil Uzi, Trey Songz, Ben Simmons, Chris Brown, Colin Kaepernick, Jamal Murray, Shaq, and more. Y'all, she even wrote a whole playbook, exposing her romantic history with athletes and celebrities, bragging about the power she held. And now she's walking arm in arm with Kevin Gates. Something changed, and it happened fast. Because a few months back, Brittany Renner's content took a sharp turn. If you'd been following her on social media, you'd know she was known for those bold try-on hauls and confidently sensual energy. Always had outfits that left nothing to the imagination. But almost overnight, those videos vanished. And in their place, we suddenly saw a very different image. 1 minute she's doing a little try-on fit. Then suddenly, Brittany was out here wearing a hijab, moving in a way that felt quieter, more reflective, and even spiritual. The pivot caught people off guard. And naturally, speculations followed.
First of all, Allahu Akbar. When I originally joined Instagram July of 2012, I joined for 2 reasons: validation and male attention. And now that I no longer need either of those things, I am developing a new relationship with just social media itself.
Now, at first glance, this seemed like just a PR stunt. We've seen it before. Celebrities caught in scandal or facing public backlash who suddenly rebrand themselves as born again, spiritual, or religious. It's almost a formula, something Kanye West knows too daggone well. But here's the thing, the timeline felt too convenient. Right when Kevin Gates, a known spiritualist with a complicated...
This has been a really beautiful purification process for me of the mind, heart, body, and soul, and an opportunity for me to meet myself deeper. What I have discovered is how deserving I have always been.
Personal life re-enters the picture publicly with Brittany. Her entire image shifts. For many watching from the sidelines, the question became unavoidable. Was this transformation real, or was it strategic? But a lot of people think they already know the answer to that, because girl has been dating rappers for years. So if religion is the new rebrand for rapper love, sis was about to be holier than thou overnight. And holier than thou she became. Not so long ago, Brittany was catching heat online after sharing an update on her life post-conversion to Islam. She dropped a new video giving a raw update on her spiritual journey. In the clip, she talked about how converting had been a beautiful purification process for her mind, body, heart, and soul. And she was just 5 months into her conversion. Said she'd been sober for 6 months and celibate for 8. She said she felt free, like she no longer needed the validation she used to chase online.
I'm going to say this now, that I was guilty of being more in the business manager role than wife role at times, because it's like, at the end of the day, like...
Takes a lot to say that.
I know it does, but I don't mind saying it. I don't mind, because I'm guilty of that. I was more in the, that role than I was in the wife role. Because, that had become my life. That was our life. Like, you know what I'm saying? We spent 80 to 90% of our time on the road. 8 of the year on the road touring.
But many were quick to call her out, saying she's just trying to look self-righteous and that she's still thirsty for attention. And as y'all can probably guess by now, it looks like she only converted because of this man. Interview. Well, then came DDG's Twitch stream. Kevin Gates pulls up, and who's by his side? Brittany Renner. They were literally hard launching, and y'all, the internet exploded. What up, man? __ man. And it wasn't just the pairing that stunned people, it was the implication. Like, was this connection the reason behind Britney's sudden conversion? Or was this relationship part of a bigger play? And more importantly, where did that leave Dra? Now, if you've been following Kevin Gates for a while, you know Dra isn't just some random woman in his life. She's a woman who stood beside him for nearly 20 years. Not just as a wife, not just as the mother of their 2 kids, but as a force behind his image, his brand, and his growth. Because this was his manager. She wasn't just part of his personal life. She was integral to his business and his spiritual evolution. And for many fans, Dra was the ideal partner. Period. Interview. So when Kevin popped out with someone new, especially someone with Britney's public history, fans did not hold back. Comment sections lit up with heartbreak, disappointment, and confusion, with people begging him to go back to Dra. But the reactions weren't just about relationship gossip. They were emotional, because Dra represented something deeper. Consistency. Substance. A shared journey that spanned decades. Now granted, this whole love story between Kevin and Dra wasn't picture perfect, but it felt real. He was the rough-edged rapper. She was the calm, spiritual, business-minded balance. And their dynamic had weight. More than that, Dra was credited by many as the reason Kevin even tapped into his now famous spiritual side.
Dreka cheated on you with the trainer.
I never said that.
You said something about a trainer. We all know that she was supposed to cheat with the trainer.
No, that's what you let your mind think that she treated with the trainer. I never said those things.
Okay, so clear it up.
She helped mold that version of him because that's who she is. And to fans, that bond? Irreplaceable. But somewhere along the way, things unraveled. The 2 went quiet. No announcements. No explanations. Just silence. And then came the rumors, whispers that Dra had been unfaithful, allegedly with their personal trainer. Kevin never confirmed it outright, but fans found the clues in his lyrics. Because, let's be honest, why talk about it when you can rap about it? And so, in his song Super General, he dropped a super suggestive line. Personal trainer invaded my personal space deep down inside, and it tickled me. It was raw, and people read between those lines.
Some didn't care, though.
They argued that if Dra did cheat, she was probably just matching his energy. Because Kevin had been known to cheat for years. And if she clapped back once, they saw it as fair game. But even with all the speculation, one thing was clear. Kevin was hurt. That kind of pain doesn't stay hidden. It shows up in behavior, in recklessness, in all the ways people try to distract themselves from what they haven't healed from. Funny how the ones who dish it out the loudest are always the most fragile when it's their turn to get served. And Kevin's appearance on Kershaw, Please? It only added more fuel to the fire. When asked directly if Dra cheated, he danced around it. Denied saying it, but never corrected the narrative either. It was vague, open-ended, almost like he was using the silence as a weapon. A classic move straight from the narcissist playbook, and exactly what folks are calling him out for. Interview. And that's pretty much where the public is now, left in a cloud of ambiguity.
You know how I feel about you. You don't even take my feelings into consideration. Like, it's... Are you guys back with each other?
I told you we can't have marriage. I'm about to give me some rest. To be honest with you, I'm gonna work out tomorrow.
Yeah, and this is the last time you're gonna hear from me.
Ain't that DJ Charles over there? Look like DJ Charles.
A woman who was once central to Kevin's identity has disappeared from his life, publicly replaced by someone whose presence raises more questions than answers. But actually, the deeper story here isn't just about who Kevin is dating now. It's about what that shift represents. Because going from Draco to Brittany Renner?
What you know now, I fell in love with you upon initial contact. You're the most beautiful woman in the world to me.
I the life in you. You lost your global phone.
Yeah, that's absolutely diabolical. But moving on, we're still on that leaked audio that exposed Kevin for who he really is. Without a doubt, he regrets ever meeting this Persia lady, let alone entertaining her. See, one thing about narcissists, they'd rather relocate to another planet than let the world see them for who they truly are. And if Kevin knew Persia was recording that call, he would have been super manipulative, fake humble, maybe even acted like a saint.
You never apologized for anything.
No, just forgive me. I'm so not sorry.
Really?
But now,
He's cooked, and fans are dragging him, calling him a gaslighter, a narcissist, saying he uses spirituality to dodge accountability. Some are even saying Kevin is the epitome of an unhealed, narcissistic Aquarius male with a full-blown God complex. And honestly, where's the lie? Because Kevin been dragging zodiac signs into all this. Now, someone casually joked that he was going to use this audio in his next song. And y'all, the next thing you know, he did. When I tell you, move around with the audacity of an unfaithful man, Kevin is exactly who you have in mind. He literally used bits of Persia's audio in the intro to his next track. The same recording where poor Persia broke down saying, "You don't even take my feelings into consideration."
yeah,
He literally put that on a track. Interview. But it doesn't stop there. This man had the nerve to post a TikTok, dressed in a red suit, looking like he's about to walk the BET Awards red carpet. And then who walks in? Brittany Renner. He pulls her to the table, right there, with the whole ring. And everybody was like, what the? And then guess what?